some hair. Good morning, vlogsters. It's been a minute. Oh my goodness. Has it been a minute since we talked? My nose is itchy, forgive me. You have to do all that intensive hand washing and then your nose gets itchy, so that's how allergies work. Oh. You guys, I missed you. I did. I know that we had a couple of Walmart hauls, and we did have some fun. But I will tell you that I really don't like drama. I really don't. And it's funny because I kind of feel like I've made a point to be anti-dramatic. First of all, good morning. I feel like I made it a point in my life to be like anti-dramatic. Like, I don't watch reality TV. I know that sounds silly. I don't watch soap operas. I just don't get caught up in, like, you know, it's different when my friends are going through stuff and I'm there for them, but like, they know now after all these years. It's like, I just am not interested in the petty dramas of what he said and what she said and what she said to her. And I'm like, I'll be there to support you, but, you know, it's not something that I'm not drawn to it. I know some people really are drawn to it. I mean, I know I have friends who really are drawn to it. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things we've talked about, and my friends and I have talked about in our past. But it's just so, I feel bad for you all. You know, it's sort of like one of those, it's always a bad couple of eggs that ruins the dozen. Or apples and barrels, or whatever you want to say. But let me just turn you around a little bit because the camera's off. I put it on sideways. It is true and it's sad, and I'm sorry it has to be that way. But, you know, the few that act up need to be put in check, is what it is. I felt the need to vlog this morning, and I'll tell you, I've missed you, and I've had things that I've wanted to say, but when my head's not right to say things, I don't shut down, because I talk to my closest circle, so it's not like I shut down. I try to work it out, because I don't like to bring all of that to you guys. I guess if you guys have like your best friend, or your sister or your mom or your aunt or whoever it is that you go to with like everything, and then there's like your work friends or your casual friends or like your acquaintance, like, you know, they're your friends, not acquaintances, but maybe the PTA moms, you know, you guys are social, but they still, like, you don't include them in all your drama and stuff. So I try to, I don't want to say shield you from my nonsense, because I kind of share pretty much everything with you, but just certain things, you know, how I'm feeling. I went through something with a friend a few years ago, and she was going through a rough patch, and it had gotten to the point where, And it was hard to say that, it's hard to say this because when you think about it in hindsight, it's not a very friend supportive way, but it got to the point where, you know, I stopped recognizing who she was because she was becoming somebody different. But I supported her through all that. But when it got to the point where I felt like it was changing me every time we spoke, it was bringing something out in me that I didn't like. That's when I went ahead and I just took a break from the relationship because I needed to work some stuff out for myself. And it was hard for her to understand because the way I shut down, it's my own thing. And I know it's not good. I always try. I shouldn't say I try to always. I always try to let them know, like, it's just not a silent treatment that begins. It's more like, like I'll have a meltdown or a blowout or something, and then hopefully they'll have some idea of why I shut down. But this was a mini version of that, is what I was trying to get to. Many of you know, because you're my lovely guards out there, you just like got my back. But there was a couple of things that happened a couple of weeks ago. And funny enough that I don't normally react the way I reacted, or to some extent I might or might not. But I've logged on the 16th, or I've logged on the 16th, and it had some sort of really vile reactions. And I will tell you a couple of funny things about that I've investigated and discovered since. But the fact that wasn't so detrimental to me, it was more that the 17th was my mom's birthday. And my mom passed away in 1991. So the last time I celebrated her birthday with her was 29 years ago. And in 29 years, actually even before that, I told my sisters, I was like, I was never sad on her birthday. So this was the first time I was ever sad on her birthday. My parents really encouraged us to celebrate the person that's gone on the days that remind you of them, as opposed to being sad for yourself. So we have always celebrated we've always celebrated Mommy on both her birthday, like Mother's Day, as well as the day she passed. In fact, the day she passed, we started having like an annual luncheon the year after she passed. Because she was big on going out to lunch on payday. It was sort of a thing, you know. So this was just I was sad already, which was weird. In fact, it was sad, and if you go back into like my history, you'll see like on her birthday, I always like posted something that I missed her and wished her happy birthday in heaven. And I actually was trying to like avoid the day this year. I don't know why. I really don't. I really don't. So when I woke up early on Sunday morning, already feeling sad, and basically got this entire like barrage of like really hatred, vile messages. And you know, it's really funny, and I can't say this enough when this type of situation happens. People think that because you put your life on YouTube, you open yourself up to criticism. Well, technically, anybody who presents themselves in front of another human being opens themselves up to criticism. However, who is the critic? Who are the critics? Why do we criticize each other? Why do we judge each other? And I had that I feel like I had a whole vlog on this before about just because we can doesn't mean we should. Just because we can say whatever we want about someone else doesn't mean we should. I don't vlog looking for advice on my health and nutrition, on my spending habits, my marriage. I don't vlog about to look for advice on anything, unless I actually specifically ask you guys for advice on something. Like, I don't know which one of these arrangements looks better. And I don't even think I do that often. So there is sort of an argument per se about, you know, I should be expecting it. Oh, sure, I expect it. I expected it when I first started my YouTube channel, but I didn't get it. Oddly enough, I got really, in the course of the 3.5 years I've been doing this, I can count on one hand, like, major incidences of really negative people that I feel like I've had to address. Actually, there's less. I think probably this is only like the third time. And that's another thing, because this is like the third big time of like major having to address it. That's three is sort of my breaking point number, you know, that I'm like, I have to reevaluate what's going on. Or just to reevaluate how I accept what's going on. You know, in the past, I've always said, and this still rings true, I don't care what people say about me. I'm 100% honest with you. I don't care what people say about me. These people don't know me. They've never walked 5 minutes in my shoes, never mind a mile. And who are they? They're scared people behind a typewriter, keyboard, whose lives, I hate to use words that offend some people, but whose lives obviously suck, or they wouldn't be on here telling me how bad my life sucks, type of thing, you know? But I always have taken up for you guys. And I feel like so many of you message me privately or even leave me comments that our lives mirror each other so much, or I remind you of a loved one, or I remind you of a sister, or we could be sisters, or we could be best friends. I don't want you to take any of those words that these fools say to heart. And I honestly will tell you that that's really what happens when it gets to the point where I get like mama bear mode, and I feel like what you're saying is not even just about me, it's about everybody. You need to stop and shut it down. But I will tell you, I had to look up the definition of a bully. I did, because, you know, cyberbullying is a big thing, but it's a big thing, like you imagine it's a big thing for like the younger generation, kids in high school who've always had social media in there, you know, kids who, you know, you think about it as kids, and that's the point. Childish behavior. But the definition of a bully is to continuously seek to hurt or intimidate someone who's in a vulnerable position. And to be honest with you, what's more vulnerable than sitting first thing in the morning with my hair a mess, balding, overweight, plus size, in my pajamas, having a cup of coffee, sitting here talking to you, pouring my heart out? I can't really think of one other thing. God forbid if I was in a wheelchair, that probably would make me more vulnerable. So of course that's all it is. It's just bullying. And the one situation 2 weeks ago, or the last time it happened, it was relentless. So that was the thing too. I said to my support system, I said, the first thing that I noticed was it wasn't just coming on and making a negative comment or giving me your opinion, which happens to be a negative comment, however you want to put it. It's that this person proceeded to go on to multiple people's comments and either add their 2 cents to a negative comment or to dig in their heels with their negativity on a positive comment. And, you know, as soon as I realized it, I shut it down. I did address it at first because I didn't know how far it got. That's another thing. So when I see it, I see the first thing, I usually address it, because a lot of times people who leave negative comments are ignorant. And I'm not saying like ignorant, I guess ignorant in the negative sense, but it's ignorant like they just don't know. So I feel like it's my job to educate them, not just to educate them on how this plus size person lives their life, or this person who is middle class spends their money, or whatever it is. I want to educate them on that could be anybody else. You don't know what anybody else is going through. You come on here and you spew your hate, and then you don't know who you're affecting. So you really need to stop, period. And then I shut them down. I block them, and that's it. They won't be able to leave comments on my channel anymore. But that's not going to stop the next person, or it's not even going to stop that person from creating a new account and doing it again. I actually said to Lisa as a joke, I was like, I wonder if it's the same person who just keeps creating new accounts and coming back on. Because a lot of what they say is a lot of the same stuff. So, but I will tell you, so I'm getting all to this, the worst part about Sunday about that incident that really, really made me take pause was not necessarily the one bully, because bullies are easy to shut down, but every single negative comment got like 34 likes, and none of the positive comments got, well, not none, very few of the positive comments even got 1 or 2 likes. That to me is very disheartening. That means that there's the one person with the big mouth, but there's 35 people that feel the same way. And I really like take a minute to really think about, why do we bandwagon on hate? Why do we get together when something's negative? It's like watching a car accident, and you enjoy watching a car accident. Do we like that because we are grateful it's not us or somebody that we know? Or do we like it because misery loves company? Like, I really don't know. I'm not asking like because I have the answers. I'm asking because I don't know. Then I went and I did a little bit more research in my misery. I went and I looked the person up. And it seems like the person has almost just as many followers and no content on their profile than they had people who were hating or who were liking their comments. And I kind of was wondering, is this a gang? I really was. And I will tell you, I truly still believe it. Is this a gang of people who like follow her and just follow wherever hate she spreads? Or I assume it's a woman, because most of my, I think almost 99% of my viewers are women. So I just assumed it was a woman. But, does this person just like have a gang that just follows them? Are they doing this to other people's channels too? Like, I just don't even know. If I come on here and I give you a story about my life, and of course my stories about my life are gonna involve my husband, because he's my life. It goes God, Jim, Mom, my family, my friends, me, and YouTube. Like, that's it. You talk about self-preservation being all the way on the bottom, but it's what it is. It's like, that's what you have to do. But Jim's my life. If something's going to affect me, it's probably going to be related to him, and I'm going to come on here and I'm going to talk to you about it, because it's my life. So sorry. I am I should say, let me say that. I was definitely at a place where I questioned this. Like, I questioned vlogging. What will I do? Like, I love to share stories with you guys. I love to chat with you in the morning. I do. I mean, you're like friends, just getting to know friends, and they haven't heard all your stories yet, and they don't know your background and your past and your history. And I don't want to stop doing that. But then I realized that I don't even know that this person really follows me or was subscribed to my channel or even pays attention, because there were some things that were like, where did you get that piece of information from? I never said that. Like one of the things that I don't have regrets. We start there because you always learn from your mistakes. But one thing that I don't know that I would have posed it differently, but I did a video a couple of years back per the request of many of the subscribers on my channel to ask, not even to start, just to ask, like to poll about starting like a Patreon account, which is, if you don't know, a patron of the arts is somebody who supports an artist. Somebody who supports the arts being created because the person, to continue to do what they need to do, and they may not be making money at it, then, you know, like if an artist doesn't sell, but they want to keep practicing their art. So what they do is they get a patron. It's somebody who donates money to them so that they continue to produce, buy canvases, pay rent, whatever it is, feed themselves. So there's I don't know, it's an app or company. It's called Patreon, where, excuse me, Patreon can be put however you want it on your channel. You could just have one and people can donate. People can donate for extra, you know, like one-on-one conversations or whatever, like, you know, one-on-one help, group things. People do giveaways. People just have Patreon and, you know, thank you for supporting me. I'm not getting Patreon. Listen to the story. So I made a video a couple of years ago just saying, like, is this something that you guys would be interested in? And boy, I will tell you, I feel like that's when the hate all began. I wasn't coming on there asking for money. I was coming on there talking about this thing that people presented with me. I didn't even really know much about it at the time, other than 2 YouTubers that I had watched previously would say, you know, if you would consider being a Patreon, whatever. So I feel like ever since that video, anytime I bring up money or my finances or whatever is happening, like financially, then I get tons of crap about me begging for money. I'm not begging for money. I never asked anybody for any money, not even for 1 second. I have gracefully, at least I hope so, graciously, that was the word I couldn't think of, graciously. I graciously am humbled anytime somebody sends me anything, a keychain, a note, a card, anything, no matter what its monetary value, or if it helps, or if it's extra, or whatever. I am so grateful. I feel so loved each time somebody reaches out to me with a message, with a, you know, even the questions. I have a conversation going on now about, like, you know, a person has questions about, like, videography and how do you post on YouTube, and I'm trying to help. And I'm so grateful for that, because I love to teach. And my body doesn't always allow me to do the DIYs that I want to teach, or the things here that I want to teach. So to sit at my phone and be able to at least teach somebody something, really makes me feel fulfilled. Like, that's what fulfills me. You guys being generous, or the people who have been generous, have just made my world better. But ever since then, I feel like anytime I bring up anytime I bring up any type of situation that's happening in my house, then, or with YouTube, they feel like I'm asking for money. I posted a video about the channel might go through some changes because of a revenue, because YouTube had changes. And I wasn't saying, I actually specifically said when I started that I wasn't asking for money. And then I specifically said, we're doing okay. We are doing okay financially. We're just not where we thought we would be 6 months ago. I hope you appreciate that. By now, we thought we would have our RV and be taking this show on the road this summer. That was the big 50th birthday plans, was to have the traveling Harry Potter party. I'm sharing that with you now because it looks like it won't happen. I'm still going to be able to hopefully go and take my birthday on the road, but and visit all my family and friends or whatever, but I don't think it's going to be in the capacity to which we thought it was going to be. The plan was to basically, we for a long time talked about getting an RV or a trailer. We were leaning more towards an RV, and to take the show on the road. Basically, the plan for the channel, and it is still the plan. It's just that the plan was looking like it was going to happen now, whereas opposed to now, it looks like it may happen maybe in a year or two. Like, I'm being hopeful. I would love it to be 6 months, but I'm being practical. It looks like if things continue to grow slowly, like they're growing back up again, then maybe, maybe in a year or so. When I made that video, that was just that. I've been talking to my YouTube friends, and they really are like such a blessing to have, because some of them are going through the same thing. Some of them are just giving me this wonderful advice. And there's a couple of things I will tell you that to make changes. Like, one of the things I will tell you that happens when you're a daily vlogger, is that you sort of flood the market with yourself, and it doesn't really promote you like it does others who don't flood the market with themselves. So for me to get like my regular channel to be more promoted, I feel like I need to do less videos, or that is the plan. Like, okay, that is the direction in which I need to take it to have that happen, I guess. Sorry, this is bothering me. There's a push notification that's been up there for like four minutes. Sorry. So for that to happen, I was contemplating, like, and I still am, do I still do daily content, but do like 3 days on the DIY channel and 4 days here, so that those of you who like seeing me every day still get me every day? But I don't know. I'm still working out the details. I'm still trying to do different things on the main channel to hopefully to promote it. But I realized recently that you're really not going to make everybody happy. I got comments in the same video where some people were like, too much shopping, we need more DIYs. And some people were like, this is the kind of thing that I like. I don't want to see any more DIYs. I want to see all this stuff. Like, it just was like, okay. Like, you realize in one moment that you're not going to make everybody happy. But I started this channel knowing that. I started this channel knowing that my intention was only to make me happy. And the whole point was to get or to attract like-minded people. And the majority of us are like-minded people. There's not everything we agree upon every moment of every day, but there are, most of the things we have in common, or the things that we have in common really draw us close together. But I was talking to Lisa, And I was, you know, I'm going to make these changes. Maybe, I don't know if I have to. I'm back and forth, you know, whatever. Okay. But I was talking to Lisa and I was like, you know what, Lee, I realized something. The YouTubers that do what I do, and some of them are in their 40s. There's a small handful that are in their 50s, but most of them are young, you know. And I was like, I realized something. I spent my hustle. I think that's the problem. I spent my hustle. My 20s and 30s were all about the hustle. I had 4 jobs at one point just to make money, just to support my family, you know, and that was a lot. I was like never home and hardly ever slept. But hey, what do you do when you're 28? And that's what you do when you're 28 and you're thrust into a situation like I was thrust into. That's what you got to do. You know, when you're 21 and your mom passes away and you're living with your dad and your 9-year-old brother, what do? Yeah, you get going. You get to work, man. You got to do what you got to do. So I think that to play a young person's game, you either have to accept that you won't run as fast as the young person, and that's fine with me, and I really was fine with it until the YouTube algorithm changed. I was so happy with the way my channel was growing slowly. I was averaging about 1,000 subscribers a month steadily. Now average meaning like this month I only got 600 less, next month I'll get 1,400 or whatever. So I'm saying like steadily. And same thing with the revenue, just steadily went up until it fell off. And subscribers too. I can go back and look because I have the information saved, that my subscriber growth, like I said, was steady about 1,000 a month. And it has taken me, it took me 3 months to hit my next, is it 3 months? I feel like it was 3 months, January to April, to hit that next 1,000, from 56 to 57,000, 55 to 56,000, excuse me. And it's not getting any more better now either. So, and here's the thing, like, yes, I know that if I just did DIYs, then my channel would be a DIY channel, and I know that it would get so far. And then I know if I did just hauls, because people do just hauls and they have got 100K and they're just flying by and making bank or whatever it is. Okay, that's fine. And this isn't about that. But I don't want to be pigeonholed into either one of those things. I started this channel because I don't know how my body is going to be every morning when I wake up. And I have to be kind to it. And I have to move it when I can move it and move it when I can't, as best as I could. I'm not saying I'm disabled. People have suggested going on disability. I don't know that anything, that one particular thing that's wrong with me will qualify me for disability, which is probably one of the main reasons why I haven't applied for disability, because I still can do. I just can't do like I used to be able to do, and I can't do like businesses need you to do. Like I could be a great office manager. I can do that. I'm capable of doing that. But I can't work at a register. I can't stand at a market all day anymore. Now I did. My first job was at a supermarket. I worked there like every day. I was a cashier. And then I was a price check girl and worked the front end. And, you know, that's what I did that. And I was a nursery school teacher. You know, you only sit down during playtime. And, you know, I did that, you know. And I worked at AHRC when I first started. I was 23 years old and lifting people in and out of wheelchairs onto floor mats and showering them. And I did that up until I was 42. I just can't do that anymore. And it's hard to say that. And people think like, oh, pity party of one. But no, it's hard. It's hard to admit it. I know it looks like it comes easy because you just hear it coming out of my mouth, but what's actually happening in my soul as those words come out of my mouth is like painful. But I really tried to limit the amount of tears that was going to come out of this vlog. But I am disappointed in the direction that YouTube has gone with their revenue and their promotions and their CPMs and all the things that make up how affordable it is to be, or make up how people can YouTube as a job. But I still love it. And I have to be able to do what I can when I can, and I have to be able to rest when I can't. So, if the changes come, I will definitely let you guys know here too, because, you know, it'll affect both channels. And it's possible they will come. My biggest fear, and I mentioned this a few minutes ago, is that if I make myself a DIYer, even with a schedule, I don't do well when I force creativity. That's one thing. Second of all is I don't always have the energy, not just to craft, but like right now my craft space looks like who dumped it and ran. I mean, not kidding. Like, here, see that plastic bag? That's how high the pile is on this side. And this, let's see, right here. And it's across the whole table. Just looking for things, trying to get stuff from Mom. Just all the things, you know. So, I am excited for where it's going. My beautiful YouTube friend, you know who you are. I don't know if you want me to call you out by name, but I so appreciate everything that you're doing. That really has helped. She teaches me how to be a better YouTuber, and I realized that I realistically probably will never be the YouTuber she is, because she's young and beautiful. And that really makes a difference in the media world. I am old and beautiful. It's just not quite the same. So I am going to keep doing the things that I love, and I'm going to do them because I love them and because I love you guys. And hopefully, hopefully you continue to support me in whatever I decide to do. And most of you do, and I love that for you. I will let you know right now, quick off the bat, is that I have all of the comments will be held for review from now on. I will not be letting any negative comments be posted. So if you're a person who wants to say negative things about me, you're going to have to do it in a chat room somewhere else. I'll go on the main channel and really get slammed by everybody. But if you do comment, I will read it, and don't get me wrong, I will share it. So continue to share your life with me, and I will continue to share your life with everybody else. And if you want to post something, now that you know that it's private, and you just want me to read it, please put that in the comment too. Like, if you want to use my held for review comments as a way to direct message me, absolutely, just let me know in the comments that you don't want me to share it, and I will be happy not to. So I love you, and thank you for being here for me through all of this ups and downs and backs and forths and lifts and rights and all the things. And as always, you guys take care. God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye.